A weekend of camping will do that.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
What up?
Hey, Kevin.
Oh, hey.
It's Minari.
Minari.
Yes, I heard about Minari.
Who told you it was a secret?
I was there.
Oh. Nick, I have a question about your Snapchat from earlier.
Okay.
Did you set up the cat like that, or
No, I don't know.
They-
I think Ann did.
okay? I didn't know if you bundled them up like that, or if that was a natural thing they did.
I'm missing one because Ann said she isn't gonna make it, and obviously Dora and Sarah. Who's the extra one? Parthas.
So he might have gotten stuck at the lab.
Hmm. Well, let's get it started. So, you guys have traveled for days across a desolate expanse, and like I said, you're approaching Vyssqarn. These dunes and rocky outcroppings have finally given way to a sight at once majestic and foreboding. The city of Vyssqarn rises from the harsh desert like a jagged mirage, perched along the banks of Mwade, the life-giving river, whose silver blue waters glisten under the harsh, relenting sun. The fortress city is a bastion of stone and mortar, standing in stark defiance to the arid wasteland, its towers and parapets jutting skyward like the sun-bleached bones of some ancient beast. Surgar, you may have been here before. It's the capital of the military and where a lot of mercenary companies make their base. The outermost stretches of the city are home to like the most poor people, the most poor in society. And as you get closer to the river, the tiered city with multiple different walls, it gets richer and richer. As you start riding up, there's various tents and encampments of mercenary companies recruiting, and you notice none of them are the Argent Flail. Not here.
How far in are they recruiting? Are they recruiting like in the slum areas, or is it you wait until you
Outside
get
the
in,
walls.
richer areas?
Outside the walls, there's tents and things. So they're aiming to get like people who have absolutely no other choice but to sell their soul to the mercenary machine.
Does well, are there any that I would recognize in particular?
I think you know a lot of them.
Yeah.
If not, I mean, you don't know all of them because they're constantly, their
Yeah.
new ones are coming into creation and everything. But
I think generally, I don't. This sort of recruitment practice probably disgusts me.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm I'm visibly turned off by the wealth inequality and the taking advantage of the lower class. So I'm probably avoiding contact. If possible.
Okay.
Was our trip long enough for me to attune to my bracers?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to redo my update real quick.
Looking forward to finally getting into the city. Kind of had a long trip over here. Not as long as the path to the Oracle, but still.
Agreed. Our stay in the city was very short-lived, so grand. I guess we're just passing through, honestly.
True.
Let's go to the gates, unless there's any like really noticeable activity out here.
Not unless you were seeking it out, but there are many denizens that would be like calling you over, and you can like ignore them, because you know what they're gonna offer you. It's like a cheap job that you're probably gonna die on.
Yeah,
So you
all
basically
for like a couple coppers.
yeah, you basically just keep walking. And as you get closer to the gates, you start to hear a rumble of forges and the clang of hammers on metal. When you enter these gates, you know what you'll see. It's just going to be people working themselves to the bone to feed the military machine. And, the smell of metal being poured and burned is pretty recognizable. But there's like a new smell. It's like acrid. Kind of coming up above the gates. And you're approaching the first gate, and there are some heavily armored guards standing there. Heavily armored and well armed. There's 6 of them, and they stand in a strict line, 2 lines of 3. and they cross their halberds in front of you. Who are you, and what is your business in Vyssqarn? Why should we admit you entry?
Are they wearing an affiliation?
They are not wearing a mercenary affiliation. These are actually some of the few guards of the satrap here in Vyssqarn.
But not capital related.
No, they're not the capital guards. Those guys, the Vol guard, they're not those guys. But they're wearing armor that seems a little newer. So obviously Farron, who's not here technically, is wearing this shiny new armor that she was gifted while you guys were in Vishnahan Thanasanan by the satrap. And these guys are wearing pieces of armor that look similar. It's a very reflective material, and something you've noticed in your travels with Farron, it does reflect the sun to a high degree, but it also doesn't really get hot under the desert sun. It stays a pretty cool temperature, the metal. And they're wearing like pieces of that, like a shoulder guard here or some lining of it there, a little bit of chainmail of it.
I guess I'll step forward and say, we seek passage to the capital. We're on urgent business. Can you please let us pass?
Do you have any affiliation with any of the guilds? By guilds, he's referring to the mercenary companies when you're here.
I look around at the party really fast, kind of looking for help.
Well, you probably could.
We're our own mercenaries. Like, we're our own. Tell them we're our own.
Ah, yes, that's what I would want to say.
For what?
Yes. We're a new mercenary guild, just founded recently, in fact. Our reputation precedes us, but only in the parts of the nation south of here.
Interesting. I have not myself heard of you. Do you have a mark of conscription? A mark of commendation? A letter of commendation? Anything?
You have the stuff that
The Emperor. We have
we-
paperwork.
it was stuff that was given to us from the original satrap of Vishnahan Shanathan.
Yeah. You want to show him that?
I might have some former mercenary documents to throw in.
Some old ones?
As long as they're not talking about specific companies.
Okay.
Ruffle around in my backpack.
So you show him your Emperor's orders and... Well, I think you got just a thing that said you were on business of the Emperor.
Yeah.
And whatever, you can produce some old dusty documents and...
Oh yeah, I think I got something around here somewhere. It's been a while since anyone asked me for these. I go deep into my bag. They're like crumpled up and haven't.
At the very bottom.
Yeah.
It's like the homework you forgot to do or forgot to turn
Exactly.
in. So there's a guy that walks out from behind the gate. He's standing in the shade and he's not wearing any armor, but he walks up to you and he's just wearing robes and he has many rings on. The most prominent of which associates him directly with the satrap here. And he holds out his hand for your papers. And assuming you give them to him, he looks them over and gestures for you to enter.
Oh, that's good.
Melion, what's our company's name?
Oh, we don't have one. No one. has
Oracle's
agreed
11.
to-
They're 11.
We haven't really agreed to form a company.
I don't know. It's on official documents in places that I've seen around.
The ones that you wrote?
No, I didn't write them.
I don't think I've seen the name. I like
Well.
Mirage Breakers. That's what I keep trying to tell people. But that's you know, we should take a vote someday.
Yeah.
Depending on how many people agree to stick around.
Yeah, probably a good call, but at least for now, what's the temporary one we're going to go with?
Oracle's 11 Mirage Breakers.
Just combine them.
Is that like Oracle's 11 colon like
Yeah.
Mirage Breakers? Like it's our subtitle.
Yep.
Maybe. Maybe.
Sure.
Or Oracle's Mirage 11 Breakers.
Just every single document, some different iteration.
Mm-hmm.
11 Oracle's Breaker Mirage.
Yeah.
So you guys, the gate here is scarred by many battles that have been waged here, and whenever the Hoshta Empire was still around, and this clearly was a fortress of great import in the past, and this gate has seen better days, but it's still very strong and durable metal, and they raise it, and there's some people that clamor behind you to try to get in from the outside, some impoverished people, and the guards kind of have to like fight them off while you guys get inside, and they lower the gate again.
I thank the robed man for allowing us through.
You thank him and he doesn't even notice you. Like he doesn't even regard you because he just doesn't care. He's like so haughty and not that happy that he's having to do this kind of duty today. But the sight inside is it's to be expected from what you heard outside. There's just wagons full of ore just being bustled about. There's like overseers and foremen barking orders. There's just like this clamor of industry inside.
Sure.
And it's all taking place here on the outer edges. There's you can also see a bunch of mercenary captains, scarred and battle hardened. Some of them, and some of them have, some of them are fresh faced and eager for gold, and they're just running around looking for more opportunities from like rumors that people are spreading or news from far away that they can act on, just like new jobs that they can do. And you start to see some evidence of the Argent Flail here. A couple of their message boys are people wearing their insignia are part of this. It's almost like the floor of the stock market. They're trading in war.
I didn't miss this.
So, what would you want to do in a city like this on your way to the capital? So, you probably would want to get inside the further gates. Maybe seek passage on a caravan. Because it's likely that you're going to take the road. Because the river is flowing downstream and there's not many boats that go upstream very far. So stuff normally comes with the current down from the mountains and then takes the road to go back up.
Sure, a caravan sounds reasonable. Maybe we could sell our services as protection and make a little extra cash along the way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
I'm just trying to like not bring attention to myself.
I mean, I think that could be a pretty good idea. A good way to spread our name that we definitely have.
I like that idea.
Yet I might have some deliveries to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't we find at least a place to rest for now, like you're saying, and then at least I know where to meet up with everybody.
So everything in between this gate and the next gate is all industrial. We have to go all the way into.
It hasn't always been fully industrial, but the industry has taken over this tier of the city.
Are there any like shops or anything? Just like people making stuff and then it gets moved up to the higher levels to be sold. Or...
Yeah, there's a lot of raw materials moving here. But there definitely would be things being sold.
Maybe we split up for a bit.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, no, that's good. A good point. Denari, I guess we need to. I mean, Minari, we need to.
I'm with the Denari.
Well, nobody.
I'm ready to cast every protection spell under the sun.
Yeah, nobody can
Well,
hear me, anyways. But I have a new ability. If you would be willing, Denari and let's go with Surgar. You'll probably be handling many negotiations since you're more familiar. And basically, it makes it to where my usual range means nothing. As long as we're on the same plane of existence, we can communicate.
Oh.
So I just have to be able to touch you. So I will put my hands on your shoulders. And waboom, we're connected mentally.
For life, or is there a time period?
Time period. Yeah, I'm just trying to find. Oh, there it is. The button that you do. All right. For 4 hours, we are mentally connected.
all of you?
Okay.
No, just me, Denari, and Sorgar.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's within 1 mile. I guess there is a range, but yeah. So
I like the
No.
entire plane of existence better.
I do too.
I was gonna
That's the
say
next-
first it's the daggers, now it's this. And the next one
Overpromise,
is-
underdeliver.
Next time, I'm working on it. I gotta strengthen my mental acuity, I suppose.
So regarding like whether people are selling stuff, this, like I said, it's full of industry right now, and there's just blacksmiths, arms dealers, taverns full of rowdy mercenaries, like they're just pouring out onto the streets, bustling bazaars selling everything from silk to enchanted weapons. And the air is super hot from all of this industry, but it's also one of the hotter days of the season, and the air is just stagnant, just sitting on you, and you're all just sweating, except maybe Meleon, because he probably doesn't sweat because he's a bug.
Is there
And you-
anyone who might want to buy our those manticore things we got? Was it manticores? All the
Yeah,
stuff we got.
definitely. You'd definitely be able to find a buyer for that. Probably at a premium here, too. And
Oh,
then,
yeah,
like, you could probably sell your old shields or your chitin ones, whatever you want to do.
Probably keep the chitin ones since they're half weight.
Yeah.
What's the armor situation?
Like what's for sale?
Yeah.
You could find almost any armor here. If not like masterwork or magical versions, like slightly magical.
So this is what we have for the Manticore stuff. Do you guys want to try and sell all of it? Keep some of it?
What do you have any thoughts on what you want to make with it?
I don't have any ideas to make with these. Not with the claws and the hides and stuff.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is maybe the teeth, or could be made into darts or something, daggers. Maybe even the claws, but I don't know. I don't think it will appease Kaizen's search for a better thrown weapon.
Nah, I don't think I can throw this far enough. No. Maybe if you put it at the end of a big stick or something, then we'd be talking.
Well, couldn't you do something where you kind of like add something to it where you could throw it kind of like a sling? Like using piercing sling damage?
That sounds too. I think I appreciate the suggestion, Coach, but that sounds a little too mechanical. A little too many physics going on there. This needs to be like, arm back, arm forward, go
But very far.
far.
And damage.
Wait, really? I mean, here. Here, can I see one of these things? I'm sorry, I haven't actually seen the size of them. Like, can I hold it in my hand?
A
Hold
tooth?
one of these in my hand? Yeah, the tooth.
Sure, take one.
All right. Like, how big is this actually? Like, medium-sized creature. How big is this in my hand?
It's probably the size of your palm, like in height. And about half as wide.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. Could we just stick a handle onto it? For you?
Could be like an axe then, but I don't know. I don't think I can throw that one far enough.
I think
Here.
what you're gonna want is a javelin.
I think so. Just trying to say.
Arm back, arm forward.
All right, so like a dart. Got it.
No.
Like a javelin.
Like a small javelin or a big dart? What do you want?
Well, I've already got darts, but I just can't get them to go. I need something that can fly.
It's almost some heft to
Even
it.
just looking at these Manticore scraps here, it just reminds me of how pitiful I was. I need
That's
that.
a reminder of his defeat.
I mean, if that's the case, it sounds like you just kind of want like a big javelin or a spear or something. Maybe a javelin because it's easier to throw.
Yeah, I think so. I think someone around here might have one of those for me.
I'm sure we could find you one.
I don't know if I'll have enough money though.
So if
Alright,
you need
so
one to
You
try
have
with, I can give
1,000
you one of
gold.
mine.
Wait, what?
You have 1,000 gold.
Yeah, you have a
I was
the gold bar from
Yeah, but you have to like exchange that.
yeah.
No one's gonna. I'm not gonna whip this thing out in the middle of the
Exchange for your gold bar.
Why don't you just throw your gold bar? Like,
Well, we can buy you
Sharp-
a javelin and me some plate armor.
like sharpen the tip.
It's about
Maybe
a
if
gold
the
bar.
javelin's made of gold.
Yeah, because
That'd be worth it.
Surgar gave his gold bar away.
Ah, right. Well, I would be happy to lend you some of my money. Not lend, I'm sorry. Give you some of my money after we can exchange it, but this doesn't seem like the type of place to try to do that.
Well, it is
Unless-
ripe with the things that you want, but you just don't have. You're not very liquid. You could try to find someone to give you change.
Plate armor is 1500 GP standard, so
Yeah.
it is worth more than a gold bar.
Yeah. If only you didn't give yours away.
Yeah. I might.
Amateur javelin. How much is javelin?
Yeah, I was gonna say I got some spare gold.
Javelins
I
are
have-
5 silver.
A javelin that you can use for now.
5 silver.
Well,
Man,
as
that's
you're
going to be breaking the bank.
as you're kind of shuffling around, keeping your eye out for stuff, you see some very nice javelins on display, and they're longer than normal. They're like built for distance.
Like a boo in the Cave of Wonders with the jewel. Looking at the javelins, like,
Yeah.
how much are those ones?
There's like a greasy shopkeeper that gets away from what he's doing. Says, "Oh, those will run you 2 gold per."
Okay.
Ooh,
I-
gold.
So typically speaking, I just for these, for like a javelin or like a spear or something, like, are they pretty reusable? Like,
Yes.
generally speaking, okay. Unless you just lose it.
Right. Exactly.
Hold on. Excuse me there, sir. What would make this seem? What would make this javelin with so much more than just a normal javelin? I see it's big, but wouldn't that make it just heavier and harder to throw?
No, it goes much farther. Trust
How
me.
much
You see,
farther?
Coach, he knows what he's talking about. Now, how far are we talking here? How far you reckon I could throw this puppy?
He looks up and down. I reckon you could throw it over the gates.
Over the gates, you say, man. That
Can
guy
you get a
knows me.
test throw?
I don't know how far the gates
You'll
are.
kill
Can I, like,
someone.
roll-
Look, I mean,
can
look
I
how
roll
sharp they are.
perception?
You'll kill someone with a test throw. No,
Nah,
I'm
no.
sorry, they're not offered for test drives. You'll have to trust the quality of my blacksmith's workmanship.
All right.
Would you be willing to
Can
barter
I?
for some manticore teeth?
Probably.
Oh, that's true. You can make a pretty badass looking something or other with it.
Yeah, it's not every day that you see these. See, 18 of them.
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 of them for your 18 teeth.
Oh. Do we need 3? Are you going to lose 2?
I was gonna get 2.
Okay.
2 for 18? All right.
No. Well. What else do you have?
Oh, a lot. I mean, you're looking around. It's not organized in a great way. Like, it's pretty chaotic, but he's got a lot of stuff. Almost anything that you could want. And he's not the only one either. But he is the only one with these big javelins.
Guys, I think I'm just. Can I still do the 2 gold for a javelin?
Yep.
I'll take 2.
Okay.
I just hand him 4 gold.
So no teeth. Okay. So these javelins are special javelins. They do a D8 damage. They weigh 3 pounds. And their range is 6,300. So those all need to be like a homebrew weapon.
I thought you meant 6,300.
Oh.
Throw it for literally over a mile.
Well, we'll get it eventually.
Good thing I got 2. All right. I like. Thank you. I will throw these with pride, and I like gleefully sort of walk away, looking at them.
Yeah. Holster them on your back now. You almost got like a staff on your back. It's pretty long.
Nice.
What else? What other kind of business do you guys have out here?
How about helmets, gloves, boots? Perhaps is there any of that armor that is glowing, like the guards had?
It doesn't really glow. It's just very reflective. You see pieces of that lying around. Yeah. It's what they're calling Mithril from the eastern mines you're gathering as you kind of walk around, and that's what they said about Farron's as well. Farron's is rare because she has a full set of it. A lot of these people don't. But overall, even if you mix it in with your current armor, it makes it way more comfortable because it's not absorbing heat from the sun.
Could I try to seek down a chainmail variant?
Do you want to get a full chainmail of it?
Yeah, it maybe, depending on how much it is.
Okay. Let's see.
Turns out I'm actually not strong enough to wield plate.
Oh no. You were window shopping and you put it on, you're like, wow, I can barely move in this thing. It triples the cost of what it normally would cost.
Well, I rub my hands together and I ask him really nicely if I can get a discount. I offer to trade in my current chainmail set and I tried it as well.
What's your budget?
I personally have about 30 gold pieces. The value of the chainmail and the trident together are 80 gold pieces.
What else do you have to offer? I mean, what's this large thing that you have wrapped up here?
I'm afraid this is the one thing I can't offer. In fact, I would charge you even to look at it. Maybe 20 gold pieces.
He says, so intriguing. And it's not good business, but...
Yeah, I sort of look down. I'm like, okay.
What about some? I come stumbling over. What about like a brand recognition thing? Could we kind of get like some sort of decal or something? Maybe help out. Maybe like as you do all your heroic things there, Sir Guard, you could like proclaim how good this guy's stuff is for you. I mean, good publicity is almost priceless.
I could surely do that, but I don't know if that's worth his business falling under.
Well, I'm not sure it would go completely under. It's not going to do me very good to... It's not going to do me very good to advertise all across KH. I mean, people aren't going to travel that far to shop at my shop, but...
How much are you short?
Let's see. So chainmail times 3, 75 times 3 is 225. If I turn in my current chainmail and trident at full price, it's 110. So I'm 115 short.
Ooh, okay, never mind. I ain't got.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty short. I don't got that gold bar energy.
I mean, I do.
There's probably this on the other side of the city, right? On the way out.
Maybe
Right.
not, because this is a new material. Like, you've never really seen this material, and this guy's clearly pretty good at working with it pretty early on here. So there might not be that many people who are that versed with making armor out of it yet.
All right, fine. I'll give them Meleon's camel.
Oh,
I'll give them. I'll offer up my camel.
You could put it on layaway and maybe see if you can get some
Yeah,
So
Hamill's worth it.
you're like, hold on to this for me.
Yeah.
He says, all right, I'll keep it for a day.
Okay, sounds good.
But you pay full price. And you'll let me have a look at what's inside that wrapping.
All right.
He says, if it is what I think it is, very interesting indeed. He gives you a look with some wild eyes.
Try not to draw attention.
So, are you guys going to try to get further into the city, or do you still want to mess around out here?
Is any of the deliveries I need to make? in
Oh,
here?
yeah, definitely. Did you peek at any of them, or did you keep them under wraps?
Under wraps.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't peek at the materials. I'm an honest businessman, sort of.
So you have a fold of papers sealed that you go and deliver to someone who's sort of like the postmaster. He's just managing the exchange of letters and information outside the city here. And he's a little bit of a roguish figure. You can do some thieves' cant with him. But you give him that fold of papers and he gives you a wry smile. And you can see he's got some golden teeth. And he's very stealthily, with sleight of hand, gets the fold of papers from you and like hides it under his desk.
Well done, sir. I appreciate your skill with the trade. Is there anything you need delivered onward to the capital?
He says no, and thieves can't.
Oh, well, fine. I can hear your thoughts if you just send them.
He
It's great for stealthful communication.
he slides you. He just doesn't seem to trust it, and he slides you 1 platinum piece.
Well, either way, it's a pleasure doing business. Let me know. I'll be in town for the day.
Wait, he says on second thought, and he says it in your head,
Yeah.
and he like he tells you to wait, and then he goes and gets a tiny envelope, and tells you who to give it to in the capital.
Perfect. Well, again, pleasure doing business. If I'm ever back in town, I'll hit you up.
And then you have like a small chest that you delivered to a very sketchy weapon crafter, and he gives you 5 gold, and then you have another like a scroll case. You
Perfect.
deliver.
That's my preferred, is delivering information. Easy usually to carry.
You the scroll case you deliver to this very sketchy like beggar witch in a dark alley, and she's stewing over a cauldron. And
Hello, madam.
she says, "Oh, get out of here."
I think you may be happy to see. I think you might have dropped this over at the edge of your abode. I wanted to make sure that it got to its rightful home.
She scrambles up and says, "Oh, let me see, let me see." And you can smell her rotten breath when she gets close to you. And she snatches it out of your hands and She gives you 9 gold. And the last thing you deliver was a message written in code. Like, it wasn't even really concealed.
Ooh, could I have deciphered that? Or tried?
Could have tried, but go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Bad.
So you wouldn't have been able to decipher it, and actually you're giving it to the guy who waved you into the gate.
Ah. Interesting. Alright, yeah. I don't have anything in particular. Is it difficult to get his attention while he's checking people in?
It's easy to get his attention because he seems to know when you're walking up what you're going to give him.
Then yes, I will give him a thief's cant symbol for delivery. Approach him. Act like I'm lost and looking for directions. And communicate to him telepathically as I hand him with my underarms, not my main arms, which are like pointing off in a direction, the coded message.
Mm-hmm. He takes it, and when you are leaving, he put in your hand a ring. That was your payment. One of those rings he was wearing.
Thank you very much.
And he smiles wryly at you, and then his face goes blank as he looks down at the message and vanishes inside the wall.
All right. Hey, Surgar, I'm done with my deliveries. Where may I find you guys?
At the gate,
Easy enough.
Oh, he sounds so
I say
deceiving.
dejectedly.
I make my way to the other gate.
Okay, this one, at each gate you need to present more and more credentials basically to get inside. In the next gate, you guys kind of gather there. Does anyone have anything else that they wanted to do out here? You could always come back.
Do you have foraging equipment, Alien?
You said foraging or foraging?
FORG.
Oh, forgery.
Yeah.
Do I have forgery equipment? No. My handwriting is extremely poor. I only have 3 fingers, kind of, per hand, so I can't really grip a quill.
You write like really old adults type on keyboards. Like
Kind of, yeah. It takes
You're-
like two of my hands to hold the quill secure enough to actually write something.
understood. Never
Yeah.
mind.
So, you guys gather at the next gate, and there's someone there waiting for you with crossed arms, wearing like dark blue attire, just like a tunic and some nice pants, and he standing there with his arms crossed, leaning on the gate. There's more guards here, but not 6. There's just 2, and
Isn't there a Hoshta temple in this city?
yeah, there's a shrine to Hosh. There's a sanctuary and a temple.
So So maybe Sorgar, you'll have some pull there with your, fancy weapon.
Yeah, maybe. Who's this guy?
Well, the guards aren't letting you in right away, and this guy pops himself off the wall, and he says, when they ask you your business and your credentials, he pops off the wall and says, "Hold on, they're with me." And then the guards stand down, and you're allowed in.
Who the hell is this guy?
I don't know. Sorgar?
What was that guy's name at Oracle Place?
Oberon.
Oberon. Yeah,
Hope it's not Oberon.
I hope not. I haven't asked anyone around here about Oberon yet, so. Is Oberon a common name in Kaeshra? Is it like John
No.
Or Kevin?
or
Nope.
Daryl? Robert? Okay.
Do we follow Mystery Man?
Carefully.
Okay. Well, you just get inside the gates, and he offers his hand out to you, Surugar. And he says, "Hello, I'm Real Vyssqarn. I don't know if you've heard of me, but had a proposition for you."
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of you either. What's this proposition?
Would you mind just coming with me just to that building over there? And he points at a pretty large barracks that has been like freshly constructed here inside these inner gates. These gates, less industry going on in here. You can definitely still hear it all going on in the lower quarters, but this is like, more like a middle class, if you will. But there's just a lot of mercenary headquarters in this section of the city because they're close to, like, they're just outside of the industry, but they're close to it, and they're also close to the actual, like, influencing people in the city.
Yeah. I look around at everyone.
Can we get like a here? It's the insect guy. Can you give us any sort of explanation if you worry about, being overheard? We're talking mentally, so it's safe, Mr. Vyssqarn.
It's an interesting proposition that you make, he says out loud. I would just like to get off the streets. I have something that could be pretty lucrative for you.
Maybe to the side of the street. I'm saying to Sorgar. I don't know how I feel about going. Actually, can I roll an insight on him?
Yeah. Yeah, you think he doesn't want to kill you or anything? Like doesn't have.
Seems more like a business. But
Yeah.
does he seem like a businessman, or
Yeah.
maybe he's like a sponsor for company?
No, he seems like a
companies.
businessman, or maybe like a sponsor. Just probably, yeah, kind of like a businessman, but he probably leads one of the mercenary groups here.
Well, I don't think he's intending to murder us.
Okay. Sure. I think we can trust him. I think we can go. Would I recognize which company he's involved with?
That's the strange part, is he's not wearing anything that would give that away. And you haven't really heard the name before.
That would be pretty strange. I start walking with them, but as we're walking, I say, "So, are you part of a new company around here?"
Yeah, you could say that.
Maybe.
It's not a far walk to the barracks, and it's just like been like freshly constructed with all these really well cut stones. So you go inside, and there would be people like talking about um, like contracts that they're on, and there's like a front desk, and then like inside there's people training and sleeping and talking business. But as soon as you walk in, basically, you turn right. You don't get to see a lot of that stuff, and you go to his office, which is, he's got a pretty nice wooden desk, which is pretty rare around here. It's clearly very wealthy, and other than that, it's pretty pretty basic and rudimentary. He's got like an inkwell and a quill and many business papers, and he just shakes your hand again, and you're all like in his little office, and he's like, "I'm so terribly sorry for what those men did to you outside of Vishnahanth and Asanan. I would like to repay you and make it right if I could."
Oh, interesting.
Are you with the flail?
He sits up in his chair and he says, "Yes, actually. I run the flail."
Interesting. I don't think the flails left a good taste in our mouth from the interactions we've had so far.
Yes, I was afraid that could be the case. You see, we're just trying to accomplish so much in such a small amount of time. We've been very aggressive, and perhaps we've recruited people that don't really belong. And I'm afraid those guys who shook you down, shook you down, should not have been in our ranks to begin with. And like I said, I'd like to make it right.
So what's the catch?
No catch for now. Just repayment.
1,000 gold pieces for free, huh? That's quite a generous offer. It's almost too good to be true.
Well, our coffers do run deep, and I would just like to avoid making enemies with the likes of you.
Yeah. Oh yes. Kaizen can be quite intimidating. Understand.
Well, we are an up-and-coming company ourselves. Oracle's 11 Mirage Breakers.
Melion in Melion and Saragar's head. Or, that's how gangs recruit you, just so you know.
I thought usually they do it with drugs. At least that's what I've seen. So don't touch the gold with your bare hands. It could be laced.
It's okay. I have Asimir hands, not bare hands, so I think we'll be okay. I don't know. Can I look? I don't know if I would take this gold. I'm trying to decide.
He pats your armor with the back of his hand and says, "I mean, come on, this could really use replaced, right? Think of what you could buy with this." And
Can I roll an insight check on him?
Yeah, he says it was a gold bar like this, right? And he opens one of the drawers of his desk and pulls it out like a Kit Kat sized bar.
I say, look, if you want to make it up to me, I think we could find alternative ways. I don't think money is the path forward here.
Well, I do understand how it would look. I mean, getting something for free, some mercenaries they wouldn't want that, right? That hanging over their head. If you want, I could offer you a job.
Let's hear the details.
He goes to the stack of papers on his desk and starts looking through them. Which would be right for you?
perhaps a forward on some armor too, Surgar? You were really eyeing up some of those goodies.
Yeah, I realized I can just cast light on my own armor every hour, and it's basically the same thing. So
Light.
yeah, the spell light. I'm just gonna keep casting it on my armor.
What does that accomplish?
It makes it glowy like the other armor.
But it wouldn't be lighter or
Oh no,
resistant.
but that's fine. I'm big and strong. I just wanted it to look nice.
Now we hear it. The vanity.
I wasn't always this perfect. There was one time where gold armor, bracers, helmet was the norm.
So, Denari, you get the sense, I mean, for this guy to have created this big mercenary company this fast, like, nothing that he does is without, careful consideration.
And motive.
Mm-hmm. But
Mhm.
he doesn't, his motive doesn't seem like he wants you guys to die or, like, to kill you or anything.
That's refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
Do I notice any around the room or maybe even on the entryway as we were coming in? Any thieves' cant? Just marking.
No.
Okay.
Pretty substantial lack of that.
So this job,
Do
preferably
keep in
something
mind.
in the direction of the capital.
I'm afraid it would probably
Preferably
have
something that would help us make some friends there.
Well, you could take care of this for me, and he has a paper with a sealed mark on it. Or if you wanted to do something in the capital, I'd simply ask that you put in a good word with us, with the Emperor when you do see him. That would suffice.
We can consider that. We'll see how this other job fares.
Well, here's the other job.
It's a document.
There's a shipment coming in soon. The largest mithril shipment that will be passing through these gates for some time. You need to sabotage the shipment, steal some of it, and plant evidence that we would then use to pin on other mercenary companies.
Okay. First, I'm gonna communicate to Melion. I'm gonna tell him in our heads that I'm gonna take this job and I'm gonna try to convince him to give me enough paperwork that we can basically turn him in to the government here.
Interesting.
Odds.
We could attempt that.
Oh boy.
Surely,
Um,
I mean, no. Okay, well, is anyone here actually trying to?
Oh no, I don't like that kind of job
Yeah.
typically,
No.
anyways. But I mean, I do. But this guy seems very successful in what he's done.
And who's
I
to
don't-
say he doesn't have the government in his pockets?
Exactly. Oh, I've already dealt with 2 government officials today with some, not so savory things. So it's probably not going to be easy. That's all I want to say.
I
Pull a fast one over him.
I've definitely been screwed over by the government too much in my lifetime, but do you think maybe that I have 1 or 2 people here that I can maybe trust in the upper echelons, like previous times?
Probably not very high, but there's got to be some people you can find some old connections with.
It just doesn't sit right with me, I think.
Yeah, and also, like, now we're in a weird place where he's offered us gold and then told us this information. Obviously, we have no proof, but yeah, it's like, oh, now we either have to work against him, or even if we don't do anything, we're basically helping. You know, we're kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. Now it feels like.
While we're talking, I'm looking over the paperwork, trying to look like I'm really scrutinizing it,
Okay.
just to avoid suspicion since we're sitting here talking for like a few minutes.
Is this to real? I would just say, is this another mercenary group that has wronged you, or just competition you're trying to thin out?
It's more of the competition aspect. Like I said, we're
Interesting.
growing so aggressively, and we'd like to continue that.
Aggressive indeed.
And I flipping through the papers, I don't see how you want us to sabotage the shipment. Do you have an idea in mind, or?
Yeah, meet him outside the gates, knock the wheels off, strew it all about, steal some, bring it back to me, plant the evidence.
Yeah, the evidence. We can make it look like an inside job, plant evidence on like the driver or something, maybe give him a little hefty bit of money.
Well, he leans forward and whispers and says, well, we're trying to really pin it on scions and the Solothorian.
The scions and the Solothorian. This is Surgar, do you know who those are?
These are the two other mercenary companies.
The two other major ones?
No, there are many.
The Immershan Scions and Solothorian Guard.
Yeah. Have they been around for a while?
Yeah, these are older ones.
Okay. I've done a few jobs with these guys back in the day. They're pretty renowned. You think you're really going to get away with this? Their reputation would make it very difficult to believe.
No, I think it'd be pretty simple.
This guy's kind of an idiot, I think, in my head.
Can't imagine he's gotten this far. Maybe he's already had successful missions to start putting evidence on them. This could just be a nail in the coffin. Of course, he wouldn't want it tying back to the Argent Flail, so of course he would ask someone like us to do it.
Right. We need a way to have evidence that the plan was done by the Argent Flail.
But
other than this, here.
Yeah, but other than this talk, it'd probably be hard. I think probably not something we're qualified really to
do. Well,
what does everyone else think?
He's probably got a great insight, and he's reading your body language, and he says, if it's something you'd rather not do, passing a good word for us to the Emperor, like I said, that would suffice.
So far, the only word we really have is, I say this to Surgar, not Rin, is your people shake down others outside cities, or his people, and he plots against other adventuring groups. I don't know what good word we could share.
Here,
I feel like
I've written a letter you could deliver to the Emperor, along with your good word. He
It's
pulls it
like
out.
it's like when people have you write your own recommendation letters.
Oh, here, I can take that.
You take it from him?
And I'll grab it.
Okay. He says, like I said, if this is what those ruffians shook you down for, and he gestures to the bar, I'd be happy to give it back, and, I'd even save you the trouble. And he opens the drawer and puts the bar back away and just reaches into a lower drawer on the other side and pulls out a bag of gold that's presumably the same amount and just sets it down on the table. A big, heavy bag.
Ah,
And
I
obviously,
don't know, Stargard. Why don't we just take the gold?
the golden recommendation.
Yeah.
can I open it and just read it real quick?
Yeah.
in front of him.
I mean, it's his letter. I don't want to offer up something. Just want to make sure, because it's not like sealed or anything, right? It's just like folded up.
Not really. He started to open it. He's like, come on, you'll embarrass me. You can read it, but not in my presence.
Oh, okay.
Look.
I go walk outside.
I'll begrudgingly take the gold. I'll say, look, I don't think we can take you up on your offer here. Frankly, I recommend that you don't do this. Find another more honest way to increase your reputation. I'll do my best to keep what we've talked about today under wraps, but
Okay.
I just trail off.
And you take the gold and walk out, and he says, thank you for your recommendation, betrayer.
Oh boy.
And he just starts laughing. And there's like some guards that come and close the door. He's referring to, what you did. Not the taking the gold, but from a long time ago.
Yeah. That's fine.
Did they close the doors on it with us in?
No,
or
after you
we
left. You just got that last word in there as you guys were shuffling out.
And
Definitely want to at least report this guy or report the plans to somebody that I know around here in case it comes to fruition after we leave.
What about to the sanctuary, the Hoshta?
Yeah, let's go there at some point.
Okay.
At least drop the details off.
So you're 1,000 gold richer. You have this note, and it reads something to the effect of, hello, esteemed Emperor Vyssqarn III. This letter comes to you on generous recommendation of these your noble and productive charges, referring to you guys because you're on business with the Emperor. And it says, the Argent Flail holds you in highest esteem, and we hope that you do the same, and we request an audience. It says, like, please honor us with an audience with your highness, Emperor Vyssqarn III, very soon. That's pretty much the gist of it. But it is basically saying that you guys are like vouching for them.
Does it have his signature on
Yeah.
How much is a forgery?
I'm thinking something similar. Can we find a forger in the city?
Yeah, we
while
have
we're
gold
here?
now.
Yeah.
You could probably find a forger. Are you going to the Temple of Hoshta first?
Sure. I don't want to like railroad this session though. If anyone else wants to do anything.
Oh, I mean, what's your idea? I will communicate to the group.
Oh, no,
You want
Manari's
to-
laying low and staying with our crew. So I'm having a hell of a time trying to lay low. This is interesting.
You
I'm
want
like,
to? Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, I'm like barely paying attention, just like daydreaming about throwing this javelin right now.
So he's ready for the next fight.
Yeah, he's gonna pick a fight.
All right. Well, then yeah, sure. Let's go to the temple.
Okay. You're on your way there, and you can see it before you get there. It's a very large and imposing structure from a long time ago. It's constructed probably with like. It's probably been demolished and reconstructed several times with stones that have all seen like battle themselves. But on your way there, there's something kind of happening in like sort of it's like a public square of the town. There's like a fount like a well that people come to, and it's very well traveled, and um, they have a gallows. Well, I think they'd probably use a guillotine in Chaos Raw, or just cutting people's heads off, actually. So there's probably like a executioner with a huge scimitar or falchion, and there's someone reading off this scroll and saying, "For crimes of heresy against the Emperor, espionage, and heresy against Hoshta and the gods of KH Ra themselves, from a faraway land, you are sentenced to death." And they just lop this guy's head off.
Oh God, I'm gonna throw up.
Do I recognize him?
No.
Okay, that's good.
And there's like 2 more guys that are gonna be executed.
Denari's not used to gruesome scenes like this.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, are these types of punishments like the gallows common throughout the whole region or all the regions? Or
In Chaos Raw, there's definitely people sentenced to death. It's not the gallows though. They're just like Skyrim opening scene executioning people.
okay,
Head on a chunk of wood.
Yeah.
What are the other 2 people? Are they wearing anything, or are they just in rags?
Yeah, they're wearing like frocks that you recognize. They're missionaries of Lorn.
Huh. Whoops. That's not going to go over well.
And yeah, they just go through the line. And
Yeah, let's do
that's
that.
soon after this is where you guys would run into the church.
What are the people saying?
Oh, they're like cheering. Some of them, but some of them have heard about Lorne and they seem to be like a little swayed, so they're gasping and stuff. And these people are kind of defiant actually as they're heading to their death, and some of them they're like saying prayers to Lorne and still trying to preach the word of Lorne in their dying breath.
I'll make a silent prayer that they that their souls carry on to whichever plane they seek out.
Okay. Yeah, and then you're at the temple. Like I said, it's a large building, pretty. It's still pretty Spartan in the way it's decorated and stuff, just because it's here. But one of the larger temples to Hoshta. and before you enter, you have to say a pretty elaborate prayer because Hosh is sort of the god of thresholds as well. The transition from one thing to the next. So you could probably lead everyone in prayer if everyone was going in.
Is anyone not coming in?
I'd probably wait outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hang out with Gordon, not here. I'm not. Last time we entered the temple, it did not go well.
I'm on Minari watch.
So it sounds like most of you are probably gonna stay out here.
So I'd probably stay outside.
I'm gonna come in.
All right.
I'm feeling gleefully curious at the moment.
Okay. So you'd have to say this pretty long prayer with Surigard to get to even like sort of. It's not like anyone's preventing you from going in. It's just
Yeah.
the tradition.
I'll say the prayer and then at the end I'll be like, and also, please let my good friend Kaizen
Yeah.
here pass as well.
Please and thank you.
So yeah, you walk in and they're actually doing a little bit of a service. There's a priest, a high priest of Hoshta, leading this sermon and doing all these chants and getting everyone to sing in these like really ancient songs. It's like they're doing like a Latin mass, which no one ever does anymore. Well, some people do, but they're basically doing
What
that.
language?
What?
What language is it in?
The Eastern one, which is. Or sorry, it's the Western one.
Okay.
Let me see what it's called.
Ghoul is the central continent. Vol is the common language.
Yeah, call
Call. Yeah.
Yeah, KHAL.
Yeah, it's that.
I apparently don't know this one.
That
I don't know if that makes sense canonically.
You just
I
aren't
do
from
know
here.
it. I can translate.
That's awesome.
All right. I guess we wait until the session comes to a roll.
Okay. So yeah, that's probably about 30 minutes. And in this time, you guys probably take a little seat. It's all sitting on the floor in this big chamber. What you see outside is, people are kind of milling about doing business. You still hear the industry in the next wall, but then like, Corbin, you see something you haven't seen in a long time. There is a man dressed in pretty bright robes. They have several colors, but they're predominantly blue, and the guy's very tall and thin, and he looks very stern and stoic. But he's got some teenagers and smaller kids, probably 4 in total, and he's going. Well, he's just like leading them toward the gates of the next layer of the city.
Can I do like, do I know what he's from, or should I do religion?
Yeah, this is a wizard from Mithryst.
Oh, I hate them. Is it someone I know from my town, or is he actually from Mithryst? Like, is it like someone that?
Oh yeah, someone that you might have known from long ago. No, it's not.
Okay. I'm just awestruck because I don't think I've seen. They didn't come out to our little town.
Well, they're not very often. Maybe like one time.
Yeah, like usually people would leave Biz. You know, they would travel far west,
Uh-huh.
and then because Mithryst is really far, so. And I asked Malion if he's ever seen, or whoever's around, like, do you guys, do you know what that is? Do you know who that is?
Don't even. Can I insight? Do the children look scared?
Some do, but some look very happy. Like giddy
Interesting.
almost.
Like drugged, giddy?
No. Like excited.
Maybe he's just
But some of them
the
are.
next
One of the young ones is crying.
is the next section like the upper echelon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they're getting taken to a new home or sold into slavery. Or adopted, slightly different circumstances, I suppose. But no, I don't even know anything about what that guy is.
He's from Mithryst.
Where?
Mithryst, the wizard city. Haven't you heard of it?
Can't say I have. No,
Oh.
no. Is it like out of Kehashra? Is it in Kehashra?
Oh, it's really far west, outside of Kashra, yeah. Really northwest, very far away at the end of the river.
Oh, well. So, like up to north. In the north.
Yeah,
Like,
northwest of Lorne,
oh,
west of the mountains. You have to be
Yeah.
invited to go. He's from there.
jeez. Do they typically do like, what would you say? Is it like religious? Do they do missionary trips?
No religion really at all. They're just, city is just full of wizards, artificers, anyone that does magic. That's where they thrive. So he's probably picking up all those kids. They're probably gifted.
Can I? Oh, that's interesting. Can I tail them like 100 feet back and whisper into the crying girl's mind
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, what's wrong, little girl?"
Really?
That's so creepy.
That's so creepy.
This might just make it worse.
She freaks
Oh,
out.
boy. Yeah, that
Starts
sounds right.
screaming more.
Nightmare fuel.
And then
The,
wizard,
bug is,
the,
is yelling
the
at-
wizard turns around in one swift motion, and he has a wand in his hand in an instant, and he just waves it, and she's not making any noise anymore. Like she's just silent, but she's
Oh.
still like animating, but like you can't hear anything. And then he just keeps walking.
Little girl, you've been silenced. Listen, I'm not a bad person. I'm just trying to see if everything's okay.
She replies to you in your head, "They took me from my family. They're taking me to
You
a
know-
strange place. I don't want to go."
Do you know why? What did the man say?
He was just talking to my parents. Didn't say anything.
Oh. Goodbye.
Jeez.
No,
Well, the
no,
wizard
okay.
turns around and frowns and puts an eyebrow up before you stop your conversation, and he casts another spell, and then the connection of her mind is like severed from you.
Oh. Like I'm ejected.
Yeah.
Oh, how did he know? Interesting. I just turn down an alleyway and circle back. And be like, yeah, Gordon, you might be right, but it's real sketchy.
Yeah, they took a lot of my friends growing up. I tried my hardest. I wanted to go there so bad, but they never came for me. I was never told to meet them anywhere, so I would like to go there one day, but I don't want to join them anymore.
Like, you're not worried that they're just, I don't know, grinding up these children into paste and slaughtering it down, or feeding some demon under their porch?
Not from the stories I've heard. It's not a porch there. It's one of the biggest cities in the whole continent.
I mean, that guy did not seem very nice. He just, like, had enough of hearing the girl.
They're not really people, so that makes sense.
Interesting. All right, if you say it's fine. I will keep an eye out for these not so people, because I don't know that I want to deal with any of them. I mean, somehow he knew I was talking to her through his spell. And he shunted me away. Mentally, well, from her mental space, I guess.
Yeah, you guys probably have never seen a high-level wizard in Chaos Rod because they just don't exist.
Yeah.
Like, the teaching that's available in Mithryst is so much better than what's available out here.
All right. Well, look at this ring I got today. Pretty shiny. How much do you think it's worth, Corbin?
Let me see.
It's probably like worth 150 gold.
Jesus! I'll put this away. Holy shit. I feel a little dirty. Usually it's like chump change. I mean, not chump change, but... Good lord.
It's been worth a lot, the message that you delivered.
Maybe I should start investigating. Can I? Ooh. Corbin, are you good at deciphering messages?
Well, he's
I
got
could
one
be.
that he's working on right now.
Yeah,
Um,
whole folio.
maybe tonight we can hang out and, maybe we could, I would like to learn how to decipher messages, and, maybe we could try some coding, and see if we can decipher each other's codes. What do you think of that?
Sure.
Cool.
I'll help you with yours, but mine is purse.
Oh, no, I meant like you could make one up for me and see if I could decipher.
Oh, yes, like a quiz.
Yeah, because I don't have any,
I
coded
see.
messages. I need help. Okay, maybe I do, but it's a little late, so we'll have to go from my memory.
Would I need like, are we standing around enough? Like, could I cast detect magic to see if that ring is magical?
Yeah.
Or detect magic? Yeah.
Yep.
I
You
was
definitely
gonna
have time for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do like while we're just standing around, because this is all happening while Surgar was in the temple.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll do detect magic just to see if to tell Melian if the ring is magic or not.
Okay. It's not,
Okay.
luckily. Inside the temple, the service concludes, and there's the high priest comes to the door, and he's like ushering everyone out and saying hey and blessing them with as they cross the threshold back out into the world. And you'd be able to talk to him if you wanted to, or do anything else here, Surugar.
Okay. I'll approach. You're like, hello. It's been a while since I've been here. I don't know where the previous head is, but my name's Surigar. This is Kaizen. I'm a follower of Hoshta. I'm hoping you could help me through a prayer. I'm seeking some guidance in regards to an artifact I've acquired recently, and also just where I might be headed in the near future on the path that Hoshta has in mind for me. Is it just us and the priest now?
There's some people that are still in the thing, just praying.
I don't fully unwind the scythe, but maybe I exposed just enough that if he's a true follower, he would understand
Yeah.
the significance.
Yeah, he sees it and he says, "It's great to meet you, Surigar. It is always nice to meet our faithful out in the world. And yes, I would be happy to examine this. What an absolute treasure you've brought into our doors. Perhaps you could come back a little bit later when the services are all done for the day. When the sun sets. Well, after sunset."
Yes, the true time of Hoshta.
Yeah. They're very busy during the sunset, which is impending. Well, in a couple hours.
Sure. That won't be an issue. I think we'll be here at least for the night.
Okay. He introduces himself as High Priest Varheal.
And okay, and I say, oh, and in case something happens and we don't get in touch later, and I just describe in broad strokes the details of the potential sabotage mission
Oh,
that
to
might
the
happen.
priest?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
We won't be here for long, likely, but I personally feel that this is not for the betterment of the city or its people, and I'm sure you could agree.
He says, "Please, please, please, my child. I try to stay out of the mercenaries' business, as you understand. But please do come back after dusk." So this high priest wouldn't be like necessarily one of the allies, especially not one of the mercenary ones that you'd probably want to get your message to. But it was worth a shot. But he doesn't seem to be the one to take action or like alert anyone.
Okay. Try to be understanding.
Okay. So then you guys get back out into the street where everyone's waiting weirdly outside the temple.
All right.
How was this?
I tell them, all right, well, I'm coming back later, but I guess let's move on for now.
Should we find a place in this sector to rest for the night?
I'd appreciate it. Keep my walk short.
Sounds good. I will keep an eye out with my perception for anyone tracking us.
I will stay close to Minare.
Okay. All right. So are you looking for an establishment? Is that what I heard?
Yes, yeah. Or we can rest for the evening.
Okay.
Did the camels come in with us?
Yeah, you're probably walking around with them.
I don't know if it was like a situation where we had to leave them at the outskirts of the city.
You want us to stay in this quarter, or do you want to try to go into the noble, wealthier quarter?
Oh, I certainly am not feeling getting into the wealthy quarter, today.
I feel like
That
that
sounds-
would be troublesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of mental hardship for me, personally. But you know, if that's what the party wants.
You know, I think after that ceremony, or not ceremony, the service. Sorry. Yeah, I could definitely use a little nap now. I mean, they some of the stuff they were saying was kind of interesting. Nighttime. That's kind of like Akmanan with the sleep and stuff. But yeah, it's just I see why you like it, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not for me.
Are you looking for more of a tavern, a rowdy tavern, or some place to rest your head?
Honestly, I think somewhere quiet.
Yeah.
Personally,
Quiet.
We need some peace,
Yeah, probably
some
easier.
good REM,
Somewhere where the doors can
except for
lock
Malian.
Without windows.
without windows. At least one room without windows.
no secret entrances.
Right. Well, we'll check for those.
The
Oh,
What?
I know.
okay.
While we're traveling, I want to also, well, I probably can't, but while I'm looking to make sure we're not being followed or tracked, if I happen to catch sight of any thieves' cant markings that would depict the location of like a bookie or a house of maybe underground combat, I would just mark that for another time.
There's definitely a house of underground combat. That's called the Scorpion Sting. There's like a basement that people fight in. It's a tavern. And then the inn that you were mainly looking for is called the Dusk and Dagger. And that one is definitely has more of a betting crowd, but it's definitely the quietest place and the comfiest as well. But it does have a reputation for more roguish figures coming in and out. But the rooms are well secured and quiet.
Mm.
Nice, secure, quiet rooms.
Minari. Minari, is this going to be suitable?
Yeah.
So this place
It'll work.
is it's more upscale, and the decor is dark and muted with these tapestries depicting these old battles like waged in the dusk, sort of in honor to Hoshta. And it has these elegant and worn furnishings, not like wood furnishings because that would be too expensive, but it's a quiet place. And regarding like the gambling and stuff, rogues will often meet here and gamble, but they do it using thieves' cant. So, like, people that are watching wouldn't know what they're even talking about or gambling on.
Right. Oh, then could I presume that this might be like one of the headquarters or like one of the top stations for the underground network in the city?
Yes.
Interesting, yeah. I'd probably try and have some conversations at times or at some point with the purveyor.
Okay. It's very quiet in here, like I said, and there's people drinking like exotic drinks at the counter, and you can smell kind of that sweet smell of the Zesson Delore on the air. Maybe they're making some like mixed drinks with that, and like moonshine or something. So yeah, the barkeeper is obviously very highly skilled, and people are ordering expensive drinks, but it's like a quiet place, and you guys can pay for a room. It can be 2 people to a room, and let's see, how much does it cost? So it costs 2 gold pieces per night.
I'll only be here for a night, right?
Yeah, so, and there's how many of you? So,
11.
well, yeah, we'll call it like 8 for now, though, so you need to pay 2 people to a room, so it's only 8 gold pieces for you for the night.
I will pay for Corbin and Denari's room because I know they're lacking in gold from their purchases.
Yeah, guys, I'm running a little short myself over here.
You can bunk with me, guys, and I got the room.
Oh, thank you, Coach. But you're gonna have to be quiet. I need my sleep.
You're up at like 3 a.m. fucking jumping jacks and punching the walls and
He's gonna
stuff.
set the AC too to the perfect temperature. You know,
Yeah.
Kaizen would be that guy.
Oh yeah.
Now, are you like, like in color guard? Are you like twirling those javelins? Like, how are you practicing with those indoors?
So I just kind of like stand, with one foot in front of the other, just kind of like, stabbing like a spear. Like, yeah, this would be like this is my melee strike. And then, yeah, like I would do it like you described, like maybe my running approach where I do a couple, backflips and then kind of, somersault in the end of the stab, and then maybe the same variation, but instead after the somersault, you're jumping up in the air, and I practice, as if I were about to throw it, the distance there. I don't actually throw it, trying to be safe. So, but yeah, I definitely, as I, say a short prayer to Akmanah before I go to bed, doing a little image training of my routine for the morning to really start to get this javelin good to go.
Coach is probably just watching you like while you're doing all that.
Okay.
like intently.
Yo, Coach, check this one out.
No, not even. It's more just like I'm just kind of like hanging out and just kind of like watching and then looking away and watching and then just quickly turning around, jotting some notes down in my book. All right.
Little did you know you were doing like a combine workout and getting scouted.
Gotta see. All right, hold on. How to work with javelins.
Coach is secretly putting
Underline.
together the most insane football team that KH Raw's ever seen.
All right. We got the quarterback. We got the wide receiver. We got the running back. All right, just need the...
Did everyone pay up?
Let's say I'll cover the last room.
Okay. All right. And Melian, you're kind of looking for rumors and stuff, and the owner of the tavern, you quickly surmise her reputation exceeds her. Her name is Yasmin Al-Sarah. And she's a former spy.
Makes sense.
So, What kind of information are you looking for during the night?
Yeah, I would be talking to some of the purveyors, and it looks like they're maybe sitting idly waiting. Only the ones that have used these can't. And I would be asking mentally after maybe tapping in like a thief canteen Morse code. Just looking for information about someone known as Oberon, as well as maybe an audience with Yasmin, if she would have time at some point.
Okay.
Ask about real.
Oh yeah, and I would definitely ask if there's been any problem with the Thieves Guild or whatnot, dealing with the Argent Flail
Okay. What was the first thing
and
again
Mr. Vyssqarn.
that you were asking?
Oberon.
Oh,
Oberon.
Yeah.
Information about any warriors or what do you call people from non-natives that may be traveling
Aliens.
around. Yeah, aliens going by
as
the
you
name of
look like an
Oberon.
alien.
Yeah.
So the name Oberon, you kind of make some rounds for the night. Are you buying drinks for yourself? Are you quadruple fisting?
Just water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Melan doesn't drink alcohol.
So you don't, as you kind of make your rounds and go up to certain people who seem to address your thieves can't, you don't hear any word of Oberon, anyone named Oberon, especially coming through this city. And then regarding the Argent Flail, you have heard that the leaders of several mercenary companies have been like meeting secretly and talking about making new alliances. And do you get a rumor that the Argent Flail might be trying to manipulate some of the votes that are being cast in those secret meetings with all the mercenary companies? And there might be outside influences outside of Vyssqarn as well.
All right.
And it's hard to escape the new Mithril that's flowing in from the east. Production has just completely ramped up, and it's just flowing throughout the kingdom, and the blacksmiths are trying to learn to work with it and making new things to outfit the Emperor's army and also some mercenaries. But yeah.
Interesting. This influx of Mithril. I had noticed that there have been many postings about miners needed, probably a couple months back. They seemed like they were maybe from the Emperor. Was that true here as well? Was there a large call for laborers
Yes.
to the east?
And there's still, those things are still posted here and there. They constantly need more bodies to mine more ore.
And it's being driven back to the merchants to be used for weapons. Is there other uses for Mithril? I guess I would also
yeah.
try and find out.
Yes, some of it is leaving. They say some of it's leaving Kashra and going to Mithryst. And throughout the night, you're not able to get an audience with Yasmin. She's sort of like dodging you deftly in and out of conversations with other people. She like doesn't want to talk to you until dawn is nearly rising. And all throughout the night, Denari doesn't sleep either, so I assume you're like working on your map, right?
I am just staying alert.
There's no windows in these rooms. Well,
Yeah, no, I am.
you've locked the door. There's tiny, tiny windows that a person can't even fit through, just to get some fresh air and the sense of the outside night.
Well, I would cast alarm.
Okay.
Like on I don't know the situation, but if it works, I would just do it on the main door that Minari/Kevin's in. If it's like, because it's a nicer establishment, like if there's like a doorway or area to like get to where our rooms are, I'll do it like as early as possible.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
I'll just cast an alarm before most of us
Alright.
settle in or whatever.
Well, luckily the night passes without any assassination attempts. Maybe your ruse is working.
I still have to go back to the.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that, and you can meet with Yasmin in the morning. We'll rewind and talk about the
Sounds good.
the temple
Good
next time.
reminder.
Yeah. What is his name again? Varheel. All right. So yeah, that's where we'll pick up next time.
So,
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
sounds good. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.